Hello friends and my dear students, I welcome you all to my channel. I hope you're all well and your studies are also going on well. So this is part 4 video on the chapter of compound interest, where I will discuss about a general formula for calculating the compound interest or amount, where the rate of interest is same throughout the time period of calculation of the interest. So this is case 1 of the general formula, where the rate of interest is same throughout the period of calculation of the interest. I will also discuss some special cases of the general formula, where some parameters have some specific values, and will finally solve some problems using the general formula. So this video is part of the playlist CBSE Maths for Class 8, following the textbook of author R.S. Aggarwal. If you are new to my channel or not yet subscribed, and if you are watching my videos for the first time or visiting my channel for the first time and my videos are beneficial to you, then I strongly suggest and request that you please support me by subscribing to my channel, and also please do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. So let's get started with the part 4 video on the chapter of compound interest. Okay, so in this video I will discuss about a general formula which is not given in the textbook, but I have come up with this general formula which will work in most of the cases, not most of the cases, but for the case where the rate of interest is same. In a problem, you are generally given the rate of interest per annum, so that remains the same throughout the time period, throughout the period or time in the given problem. Now, this is case 2. This is case number 1. Case 2 is where the rate of the interest will vary from year to year, or for different unit of time, the rate of interest will be different. I will discuss that in a later video. Okay. So now we have what do we have? The 4 parameters, as we know, as we have already discussed in the previous videos. By the way, if you have not watched the previous videos, then I strongly suggest that you watch them also to maintain the continuity of your understanding on this chapter based on my content. So for calculating the compound interest, we need 4 parameters. The first is the P, the original principal. R is the rate of interest per annum. T is the time or period, usually given in years. Not usually, it is always given in years. U is the unit of time. Now this U might for some of you might be confusing. It is a very simple concept. What is U? U is the unit of time. It is in months. For the sake of my discussion and my formula, U is in months. What is U? So when you are in a problem, you are asked that the interest is compounded annually. How the interest is calculated after. So what is the time duration after which interest is calculated? If compounded annually means after every 1 year the interest is calculated. So in that case, U will be 12 months. Now, if it is given interest compounded half yearly means 6 months. In that case, U will be 6 months. So that is U. You will always get U, T, R, and P. So then the general formula is for the amount. The amount A will be P multiplied by 1 plus R dash by 100 whole to the power small n, again multiplied by 1 plus A by B is a fraction, multiplied by R dash divided by 100. Now, okay, so what is R dash? Or R dash I have already discussed in the previous videos. R dash is based on the original rate of interest, the rate of interest per annum, that is R, and U. U is in months. Always remember that U is in months. So R dash is R U by 12. So this is basically nothing but the rate of interest for U months. So if U is given, if U is not equal to 1 year, If u is 12 months, if u is 12 months, then definitely r dash will be equal to r. But if u is not 12 months, if it is something else, some 6 months or 8 months or whatever months, then you have to calculate the rate of interest for that amount of month. So r dash is nothing but the rate of interest for u months. It is given that the r is the rate of interest for 1 year, so you just have to calculate the rate of interest for u months. That is basically r dash. So understanding r dash, computing r dash as ru by 12, this is very crucial. You have to remember this if you want to use my general formula. Another important thing is that in the formula you see small n as a power. What is that small n? And also in the third factor you see in the r dash there is a factor e by b. It is a fraction. So what is that fraction a by b, and what is n? Where it is coming from? It is coming from the value of t multiplied by u divided by t multiplied by 12 divided by u. I will quickly check whether everything is visible or not. Okay. So what? So t multiplied by u, t multiplied. So these two are very super important for you. You should never forget these things, these two things. Otherwise, the whole computation will be wrong. These two things are super important for you to understand. One is the r dash, which is ru, r capital U by 12, and u is always in months. And t multiplied by u by t multiplied by 12 divided by u. What is that? It is the number of complete unit of time available for the entire period of calculation of the compound interest. So t is a period or time which is in years. So that is the reason we are converting t to months. So that is the reason it is t multiplied by 12. T multiplied by 12 will give the period in months, and if you divide that by u, then definitely we can see that the value will be number of times the unit of time will occur in t. So if that number of times, it could be an integer or it could be a fraction. That is, it could be a fraction, meaning it could be an improper fraction, or it could be a proper fraction, or it could be an integer. So I am in general assuming that the value of t multiplied by 12 divided by u is equal to n as a mixed fraction, that is n and a by b. That is, n is the whole part and a by b is a fraction. Now for some value of t and u, a by b, this whole a by b can be 0 or n can be 0. It will depend on the value of t and u. So in general, I am assuming t multiplied by 12 by u is a mixed fraction, n and a by b. So n is the whole part and a by b is the fractional part. Now what does it actually mean in the calculation of compound interest? What does n, the mixed fraction n, a by b mean? The n means, since n is a whole part, it's a natural number, the n represents the total number of complete unit of time in the given period of t years. In the given period of t years, how many times complete unit of time is happening or occurring? So that is the n. And the a by b is the fraction of a unit of time remaining. A by b is the fraction of a unit of time remaining. So from the concept of fraction, you know that a mixed fraction, let's say if we have 2 and 2.5, so this means 2 whole and a half fractional part. Now 2 whole in this context, in this calculation of compound interest, if n and a by b is equal to 2 and half, then it will mean that we are having two complete unit of time in the entire period, and half of a unit of time. half of a unit of time. That is what it means. Okay. So once this is understood, now let's try to understand try to interpret the n and a by b based on t and u. This is some examples of t and u and its corresponding n a by b. So if t equals to 1 year, if t equals to 1 year and u is equals to 12 months, now how will you know that u equals to 12 months? It will be given in the problem that the interest is compounded annually. Interest is compounded annually means at the end of after every 1 year interest is being calculated. So after every 1 year interest is calculated, that basically means the unit of time u is 12 months. Similarly, as you can see, for example, 2 and 3, compounded half yearly means half yearly means 6 months. Compounded half yearly means after every 6 months interest is being calculated. So in that case u is 6 months. Similarly, compounded quarterly means 1/4 of a month, 1/4 of a year, which means 3 months. So u is 3 months. Okay. Now, so if t equals to 1 year and u equals to 12 months, so what do we have? T multiplied by 12 by u is 1 multiplied by 12 by 12, which is equal to 1, which is equal to 1, which is equal to 1. So this implies that n is equal to 1 and a by b is equal to 0. That is, in the time period of 1 year, we are having one complete unit of time. Since the unit of time is given 12 months, definitely, and the time period is 1 year, definitely we will calculate the interest only once, that is at the end of 1 year. Hence, we are having n is equal to 1. That is, for one complete unit of time, we will calculate the interest. Okay. The example 2. So t is given as 2.5 years. This means 2.5 years can be written as 5 by 2 years. 5 by 2 years. Okay. So then t multiplied by 12 divided by u is equal to t is 5 by 2 multiplied by 12 divided by u is 6 months. 6. This is equal to, as you can see, what will be this? 5 multiplied by 12 divided by 2 into 6. This is 5. This is 5. So this means that n is equal to 5 and a by b is equal to 0. So this means, now n equals to 5. What does it mean? N equals to 5 means that in the time period of 2.5 years, we will compute the interest 5 times. Why? Because we will have 5 complete unit of time in 2.5 years, because u is 6 months. If you calculate in 1 year, you will have 2 units of time. Since the unit of time is 6 months, in 1 year you will have 2 units of time. In 2 years you will have 2 into 2, 4 unit of time, and finally half year means 6 months, you will have another 1 unit of time. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So n is coming to be 5, which actually means we will have to calculate the interest 5 times over the entire period, that is t equals to 2.5 years. For all these cases, case 1 and example 1 and 2, we are having the fractional part 0, because the t in months is exactly divisible by u. Okay. If t is 3 years, so t multiplied by 12 divided by u is coming to be 3 multiplied by 12, 3 multiplied by 12 and divided by 3. This is equal to 12. This is equal to 12. So this means that n, so this means that n is 12 and the fractional part is 0. Now, what does n equals to 12 means? That we will have to calculate the, if we want to calculate the compound interest step by step as we have discussed so far without using any formula, then we have to calculate the interest 12 times. This is one way of interpreting it. The another way of interpreting is that there are 12 complete unit of time in a total period of 3 years. Since the unit of time is given to be 3 months, as you can see, in 1 year there are 4 unit of time. So in 3 years there are 4 into 3, 12 unit of time. This is the meaning of n. Okay, let's see the last example. T is given to be half year and U is 12 months. So T multiplied by 12 divided by U is equal to half multiplied by 12 divided by 12. This is equal to half. This is equal to half. This means, this implies n is equal to 0, the whole part is 0, and a by b is equal to half. Now what does it mean? N equals to 0 means we in the time period, in a given time period, that is half year, we are not having a complete unit of time. How can we have? Because the unit of time is 12 months. So that is why n is coming to be 0. That is, we are not having a single unit, a complete unit of time, but we are having a fractional part of a unit of time, and that fractional part is half. We are having half of a unit of time. Now, since the unit of time is given to be 12 months, half of u is 6 months, and hence and that is what t is. T is 6 months. So a by b is half. Now, if n is 0, now you might be wondering, if n is 0, if there are no complete unit of time, how can we how do we calculate the interest based on a by b? A by b. I will discuss that a little shortly. Okay. So I hope now this is the general formula. As you can see, amount A is equal to P into P multiplied by 1 plus R dash by 100 to the power small n multiplied by 1 plus A by B R dash by 100, where R dash is equal to RU by 12, and the small n and the fractional part A by B is coming from the T multiplied by 12 divided by U if you express that as a mixed fraction. Okay. Now let's try to I have explained with some examples of T and U what will be the value of n and A by B, and what does it mean? What do they mean, n and A by B? Okay. Now in your syllabus, mostly you will be given problems where you will have some standard values, that is in months. You will not be given the numerical value. You will not be given that a unit of time is 6 months or unit of time is 12 months. It will not be given that way. It will be given in a different way, like it will be given interest compounded annually, which means that the U is annually means 1 year. So U is 12 months. So in that case, as you can see, if U is 12 months, R dash will be RU by 12, which is equal to R. And if it is given that interest is compounded half yearly means 6 months, in that case R dash will be RU by 12, which is coming to be R by 2. So these are some standard values of U and the corresponding value of R dash. And for interested compounded quarterly, it means U equals to 3. Quarterly means 1 quarter of a year is 3 months. 3 months. So U is 3, and you will have R dash is equal to R by 4. Okay. Now, my general formula will work for any months. For any months, you could be any months, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, any months, but obviously it has to be some integer months. Like it cannot be a fraction. It must be some natural number. The number should be, the value of U should be some natural number. Okay. Now the hardest part is how 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 did how how did I come up with this formula, this general formula? Uh, okay, so let's try to understand. Uh, let's try to derive the general formula, that A is this general formula. We already know, we already know that R dash is equal to, what was R dash? R RU by 12, RU by 12, and we have T multiplied by 12 divided by U is when represented as a mixed fraction, this is actually N A by B. Now, to understand this formula, first the first question we should ask, why we are having this 1 plus R dash by 100 to the power n, why we are having this. So let's try to, again, as I explained in previous videos, let's try to see how the compound interest is works. So we have, let's say, uh, so we have the original principal P. Let's say, okay, we have this original principal P. After, remember that this n is the total number of unit of time that is occurring in the time period t, and a by b is the fractional part of a unit of time that is occurring in t. Meaning, if t in months is not exactly divisible by u, then only you will get this fractional part a by b. Otherwise, this fractional part a by b will be 0. And if a by b is 0, as you can see, this whole part will become 1. So this third factor will not matter. It will not be there. If there is no if a by b is 0, you can see the third factor will be 1. It will not matter. Okay. So this third factor is only coming in the general formula in the cases where where the period or the time t in months is not exactly divisible by u, that is the unit of time. Okay, so we have, after, let's say, after first unit of time. Now this unit of time could be anything. I'm discussing in general. After first unit of time, we have the calculation of the interest. We have I1 is equal to P R dash. Actually, there is a now. Actually, there is a multiplied by 1, but I'm not writing multiplied by 1 because it makes no sense. Since this is after first unit of time, means after one complete unit of time, we have 100. Then amount A1 is equal to P plus I1. P plus I1. Now I will have to make more space. So this, now what is this? What is A1? A1 is, we are having P plus I1. What is I1? P R dash by 100, which is equal to P, if you take P common, P 1 plus R dash by 100. And P1, that is the current, that is the principal to be used for the calculation of next interest, will be the amount A1. Okay. So this is the scenario when n is 1. So if n is 1, then the amount A will be A1, which is equal to P into, so we see that A1 is equal to P into 1 plus R dash by 100 by 100. Now I can always when there is no power, I can always assume that power to be 1. Now you see, for n equals to 1, we are having a power 1. and we are having the expression p into 1 plus r dash by 100 to the power 1. Now, so this is the scenario. This is the scenario when n is equal to 1 and there is no fractional part. As I already said that if the fractional part a by b is 0, then the third factor will become 1. So this the formula is my general formula is true for n equals to 1 or and a by b, and there is no fractional part, that is a by b equals to 0. Now let's see what happens for after another complete unit of time, that is n equals to 2. So at this scenario, this is let's say for you can say this result is for n equals to 1 and a by b is equal to 0. Okay. Now let's I will have no space. Let's see. I'm running out of space. Okay. After second unit of time, that is after another complete unit of time, we will again do the calculation of the interest. So I2 will be equal to now the current principal will be the previous amount, that is A1, that P1 and P1 R dash by 100, and okay, and A2 the amount will be P1 plus I2. So this is equal to P1 plus what is I2? I2 is P1 R dash by 100. This is equal to P1, if we take common, P1 1 plus R dash. I'm really okay. So P1 multiplied by 1 plus R dash by 100. This is A2. Now, so A2, now P1 from the previous results, we know that P1 is equal to A1 is equal to, so I can say A2 is equal to P1 1 plus R dash by 100. Now this is equal to P1 from the previous computation we know is equal to A1, which is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus R dash by 100, and again we have multiplied by 1 plus R dash by 100. This is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus R dash by 100 square. Now you see, so this was the scenario. This was the scenario for n equals to 2, and we are having the square, the power of 2. Now we are not having the third factor because we are not considering any fractional part, that is any fraction of a unit of time. So far in the diagram you can see there are two complete unit of time, that is, so this is the scenario for n equals to 2 and a by b is equal to 0. Now, and you can see the formula becomes p into 1 plus r dash by 100 square, which is definitely as per the general formula. In the general formula, if you put n equals to 2 and the fraction a by b is 0, then you will get the same results. Now, let's consider a fraction of a unit of time. Let's say whatever, let's say if after the second unit of time, let's say where will I draw? Okay, so let's say now not after a complete unit of time, but after a by b of a that is a by b part or a by b fraction of unit of time, uh, we have to calculate we have to calculate the last interest. Now why? Because this will be the case, because if t this will be based on why we are having the a by b a by b of a unit of time. Why are we calculating the or why are we calculating the interest after a by b of unit of a time? Because t multiplied by 12 by u was coming to be in n and a by b, and a by b was not a by b was not 0, it was a fraction. So n is the whole part, n is the whole part, that is the total number of complete unit of time, and we are left with a fractional part of a unit of time, that is, and that fractional part is a by b. So for that fractional part a by b of a unit of time, we also have to uh, calculate the interest. And in the calculation of the interest after this fractional part of a unit of time, that is a by b of unit of a time, the I1, the calculation of interest I3 will be a little different. It will be definitely the previous principal will be P2. So in this case, P2 will be equal to A2. So we will have P2 R dash and not multiplied by 1 but multiplied by A by B. Since we are calculating this interest not after a complete unit of time but after a fractional part of a unit of time, and that fraction is A by B. That is the reason we have to multiply this P2 R dash with A by B and by 100. So the amount A3 will be P2 plus I3, which is P2 plus I3 is P2 R dash A by B 100. This is equal to, if you take P2 common, 1 plus A by B R dash. I'm really sorry for my congested writing, as I am having no space. Anyway, so we are having this is P2 multiplied by 1 plus A by B R dash by 100. So this is amount. This is the amount after the last. So so consider this is the scenario. So this if this is the scenario, then we will have here n is equal to 2 and and there will be a by b is not equals to 0, some a by b. Okay, now we are having amount 3 is equal to P2 into 1 plus this. Now, so P2 we know already know from the previous computation. What is P2? P2 is A2, and what is A2? A2 is P into 1 plus R dash by 100 square, and then we are having this factor 1 plus A by B R dash by 100. So you see how, so now we are having the third factor, that is 1 plus A by B R dash divided by 100. So this was the scenario when n is equal to 2 and we are having a fractional part A by B. Now that A by B could be anything. So you can see it is the formula, the amount A3 is coming as per the general formula. So I hope you understood how based on how internally the calculation of compound interest works after at the end of every unit of time, and this is leading to the general formula. Okay. What else do we have? Okay. So how this general formula how this general formula works for some very special cases. Now you will obviously not study in your class. This general formula will not be taught, or this general formula is perhaps not there in a textbook. This is, I thought, I came up with this general formula and I thought that it might help you. So I wanted to share this general formula. Now this general formula can be uh, converted to the standard formula which are given in the textbook, which are basically some special cases based on you. Based on you, we can have some special cases. So let's try to see how the general formula uh, is can be converted to some a very specific formula based on cases where the cases are basically based on the u, the value of u, that is how the interest is being calculated. So I have three cases, three special cases: interest compounded annually, interest compounded half yearly, and interest compounded quarterly. And finally we will solve some problems. Okay. Case 1. So interest is compounded annually. This means that u is equal to 12 months. U is equal to 12 months. Now, if u is equal to 12 months, we can find r dash, which is equal to ru by 12. This is equal to r multiplied by 12, which is equal to r. So this will imply, so r dash is r. Okay. What else? What else can we, what values can we have from this special case, that is u equals to 12 months. We will also have that t multiplied by 12 divided by u will be equal to t multiplied by 12 divided by 12, which is equal to t. Now t is in years. T is, what is t? T is the period or time of the, for the calculation of the compound interest. It is given in years. Now this t could be some, this t could be some integer, it could be some whole number, or it could be some fraction. It does not matter. Mm, uh, now uh, t multiplied by 12 by u was actually uh, so this we were representing by n. We need the value of n and a by b. So this should be equals to n. Since we know now, okay, so this is coming equals to t, and now depending on the value of t, so we need to represent the value of t as mixed fraction a by b, a n and a by b. Now if t is some integer, that is t is 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, then obviously as you can see n will be equal to t, n will be equal to t, and the fractional part a by b will be 0. Now if t is half, then n will be 0 and a by b will be half. So from t you have to figure it out what is n and a by b, because we will need that. Okay. So we can say that a, the general formula a becomes p multiplied by 1 plus r dash is now r by 100, and we will have n, and of course we will have 1 plus a by b r dash by 100. Now if t is a if the value of t in the problem is given as an integer like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, then obviously now this formula, so we have generalized the formula. We have some specific version of the general formula, as we are now r dash has become equal to r. So this is what has, so this is the only change that has happened from the general formula. R dash has become equal to r. Now if uh, further this formula can be further simplified, will get further simplified if t is given, if the value of t is given as a natural number. So if t is a natural number, that is, it does not have any fractional part, it is a whole number, not whole number also has 0, it is a natural number. If t is a natural number, then this formula will get reduced to, if t is a natural number, this implies that a by b will be equal to 0, there is no fractional part, and also n will be equals to t. So we will have this general formula, this simplified formula will get further simplified to r by 100 to the power t to the power t, because the third factor will become 1 because a by b is 0. So this is the formula, possibly you will see in the textbook, or this is the formula that you are familiar with, that when the interest is compounded annually, and the time t is in time t is some natural number, the value of t is some natural number like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and is not a fraction, then the formula is the formula of amount a is p into 1 plus r by 100 to the power t. In the book, it is given a small n, where it is assumed that the period is in years. Okay, so this was one special case where the interest is compounded annually. Similarly, if the interest is compounded half yearly, what is happening? Half yearly means u is equal to 6 months. U is equal to 6 months. This means r dash is equal to ru by 12, which is equal to r multiplied by 6 by 12. This is equal to r by 2. So r dash is becoming r by 2. Okay. Also we see t multiplied by 12 u is t multiplied by 12 by 6. This is twice of t. This is twice of t. Now, for the sake of if you are too much confused with the fractional part a by b, let's consider that if you consider that the t is always in the value of t is always given as the natural number, then we can say that the formula becomes p 1 plus r dash has become r by 2, so it will be r by 200, and so this will be actually n, and we will have we will also have this a by b r by 200. Okay. Now this 2t you have to express as n and a by b, as a mixed fraction, and from 2t you can easily find out what is n and what is a by b, and hence you can apply this formula. Once again, if 2t is a natural number, let's say if 2t is a natural number, this will imply that uh, 2t uh, the 2t will be um, half yearly. Uh, if 2t is a natural number, we are having 2t. 2t is equal to uh, if 2t is a natural number, if 2t is a natural number, then we are having uh, if 2t is a natural number, then this implies that 2t is equals to n. 2t is equal to n because if 2t is a natural number, then obviously it won't have any fractional part. So a by b will be equal to 0, and we will have 2t equals to n. So then the formula, the more simplified formula will be p into 1 plus r by 200 to the power n is now 2t, n is now 2t, and the fractional part e by b is 0, and hence the third factor will be 1. So you might be familiar with this formula, that when the interest is compounded half yearly and the principal is p and the rate of interest per annum is r and the time is t years, then the amount is p into 1 plus r by 200 to the power 2t. So as you can see, all these all these are special cases of my general formula. So this was interest is compounded half yearly. Let's see when the interest is compounded quarterly. So this will imply u is equal to 3 months. This will imply r dash is equal to r u by 12, which is equal to r multiplied by 3 divided by 12, which is equal to r by 4. So r dash becomes r by 4. And let's see what is t multiplied by 12. We need n and a by b. So for that we need to find t multiplied by 12 divided by u. This is equal to t multiplied by 12 divided by 3. This is equal to 4t. Now this we need to express as n and a mixed fraction n and a by b. A by b. Okay. So this implies the formula becomes a is equal to p 1 plus r dash is now r by 4. So r by 400 to the power small n and multiplied by 1 plus a by b r by 400. Okay. Okay. Now again this can be further simplified if the value of 4t is a natural number. If 4t is a natural number, if 4t is a natural number, this will imply n is equal to 4t because there will be no fractional part. So again the formula, this formula can be further simplified as a equals to p multiplied by r by 400 to the power 4t, because n is equal to 4t and we won't have the third factor because a by b is 0. A by b is 0. So So possibly in the textbook you will see this formula for the amount and the rate of interest R, and where the interest is compounded quarterly and the time period is T, that is T years. So I hope it is now clear that all these special cases can be derived from my general formula, that is this formula. This formula. This is the very general formula based on the R, P, and U and the T. Remember that U is in months and T is in years. Okay. Now let's try to solve some problems using my general formula. Okay. Problem number 1. Before starting the problem, let me drink some water. Okay. Uh, the first problem says that find the compound interest on rupees 31250 at 8% per annum for 2 and 3 by 4 years. Now, it is very, very important that you understand the problem clearly and you figure it out what are the given values, like what is U, what is T, what is R, and what is P. So, for this problem, clearly these problems are from the textbook only. Solved examples from the textbook of Author R.S. Aggarwal. I have written the answer so that I can match the answer. And while doing the calculation, possibly I will use my calculator to do the computation, because the computation of compound interest, the figures are very, very, very big, even though possibly you will not be allowed to use calculator in your exam, but I am using it. So I am doing a little bit of cheating. I am sorry for that, but anyway, I will do it. So what information are we having? We have the original principal P is given to be 31250. The period, it is given that for 2 and 3 by 4 years. So period T is equal to 2 and 3 by 4 years, which is equal to, if you convert this into improper fraction, 11 by 4 years. And nothing is given, nothing is told about whether the interest is compounded annually, quarterly, or half yearly. When nothing is given, you should assume that interest is compounded annually. So we will have U is equal to 12 months. And of course, R is given as 8%. R is 8. Okay. Now, the first thing we must do is the compute R dash and compute R dash. What is R dash? R dash is RU by 12, which is equal to R is 8, U is 12, and by 12, which is equal to 8. Since U is 12 months, definitely we will have R dash is equal to R. Okay. Also, let's see, we have to find T multiplied by 12 divided by U in the form of N and A by B. So this is T. What is T? Now T in years is given as 11 by 4. So 11 by 4 multiplied by 12, it is 4 divided by 12. Okay. This is 11 by 4, and this is back to 2 and 3 by 4. So we can see that T multiplied by 12 divided by U is 2 and 3 by 4. So as per the theoretical discussion, you can see that n is equal to 2 and a by b is equal to 3 by 4. Now we know the formula, general formula, that a it has asked to find the compound interest, but let's first find the amount, and then from the amount uh, we will uh, we will subtract the original interest. That is, we will subtract the principal, original principal. So let's first find what is the amount. Amount is equals to P multiplied by 1 plus R. Since R dash is equals to R to the power, what is n? N is 2, and we have 1 plus A by B. What is A by B? A by B is 3 by 4. 3 by 4 R divided by 100. Okay. Now this is equal to P. R is 8. Uh, R is 8. So this is square, and we have 1 plus 3 by 4 into 8 divided by 100. This is equal to, we have to do a bit of simplification. If I simplify 8 by 100, that is 2 by 25. Two by 25 square, and we have 1 plus, this is uh, 6 by 100. This is equal to P. 1 plus 2 by 5 is 27 by 25 square, and this is 1 plus 6 by 3 is 6 by 3 is 3 by 50. So this is equal to P 27 by 25 square multiplied by 53 by 50. This is equal to, what is P? P is 31250. P is 31250. 31250 multiplied by, we are having 27, 27 by 25 square. So 27 multiplied by 27 multiplied by 53 divided by 25 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 50. This is equal to 625. 25 cancels 31250 with 1, 6, 62, 250, 125 and 5, 1250. And 25, I hope, will cancel 125 with 550. 50 cancels. Okay, so this is 27 multiplied by 53, and now I will use the calculator. I'm really sorry for this. 27 multiplied by 27 multiplied by 53 is 38637. This is the compound interest. Something is wrong. Find the compound interest on 31250. This is the amount. So this is the amount. Okay. And so this implies, what is the compound interest? Compound interest we know is amount minus the original principal. So this is 38,637 minus the original principal was 31250. This is equal to 7, 8, 13, 3, 3 and 7, rupees 7387. Rupees 7387 is the correct answer. Okay. So as you can see, using the general formula, we could easily solve the given problem. It is just that you have to, based on the given information, you have to find what is R dash, and you have to know the value of n and a by b. N and a by b you will get from t multiplied by 12 divided by u. Okay. Let's see the next problem. If you wish, you can take a screenshot. Let's see the next problem. In what time will rupees 1000 amount to rupees 1331 at 10% per annum, compounded annually? Compounded annually. Okay, so what is given? Compounded annually means, compounded annually means u is equal to 12 months. How many? We have to find the in what time. So we have to find t. Principal is given as rupees 1000. Rate is given as 10%, and amount is also given as rupees 1331. Okay. So compounded annually. So first of all, we must find R dash, which is R. Now compounded annually means definitely R dash is equal to R. We need not compute it. Whenever you see U is equal to 12 months or compounded annually, you will know that R dash is equal to R, is equal to 10. So we have the formula A is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus R dash divided by R, divided by 100 multiplied by N, and 1 plus, this is the general formula, R dash by 100. Now obviously we have to find T multiplied by 12 by U, which is equal to T multiplied by 12 by 12, which is T. Which is T. Now, okay, let's see. Now we do not know, we have no idea what is T is. So we in what time? Okay. Now, okay, so we do not know. We do not know what is T. So how do we know what will be small n and A by B? Now, for the sake of simplicity, you may assume that T will be some years. Now, if this is a multiple choice questions, and if the choices are all some natural numbers, the values of T are given as natural numbers, then from there you can obviously realize that A by B will be 0, because T has no fractional part. So from here we can see that if T is, we are having T is equal to, if we express as the mixed fraction n and A by B, we will have T is equal to n and A by B. Now, okay, let's see. A is given to be 1, 331 is equal to, P is given to be 1000. P is given to be 1000. And so we are having this, and R dash is equal to R. So R dash is equal to R. So let's write R over here, and we are having R is given to be 10. So 10 by 100 to the power small n. The small n is coming from the value of t, and we have 1 plus a by b. R is 10 divided by 100. We are having this. So this implies uh, this is 1000, 1 plus 1 by 10 to the power n, and 1 plus a by b by 10. Okay, so this is equal to 1000. 1 plus 1 by 1 by 10 is 11 by 10 to the power n, and we are having 1 plus a by b by 10. Now this implies 1331 divided by 1000 is equal to 11 by 10 to the power n, and 1 plus a by b by 10. From here we have to compute, we have to find somehow n and a by b, then only we will know what is t. Now this implies, we can see that the left hand side 1331 and divided by 1000. So 1000 is 10 cube, and somehow we have to convert this 1331 divided by 1000 as a cube of some fraction. So I hope 11 cube is equal to 11 square is equal to 121, and 11 cube is equal to 121 multiplied by 11, which is equal to 121, which is 1331. So this implies 11 by 10 cube is equal to, we can see 11 by 10 to the power n, and 1 plus a by b by 10. Now for this to hold, for this equality to hold, as you can see on the left hand side, we are having an exponential term where the base is 11 by 10, the base is the fraction or the rational number 11 by 10, and it's the power, the exponent is free. On the right hand side, we are also having two factors. One factor is 11 by 10 to the power n, and we are having 1 plus a by b by 10. Now it is very obvious, it is very probable that this factor will become 1. Then only we can solve for n. Then only we can solve for n. So in your problem, if you are applying this general formula, then obviously you can assume that a by b will be 0. That is, this factor on the right hand side, the second factor will be 1. So you can say that 11 by 10 cube is equal to 11 by 10 n, and from the exponents, from the concept of exponents, you know that if two exponents are equal and their base are same, then their power has to be same. So this implies 3 is equal to n. So this implies n is equal to 3, and we know that n and a by b is 0, so definitely t is equal to n. So t is equal to 3 years. T is equal to 3 years. Now, in solving this equation, uh, we assume that a by b is 0, because I do not think this equation will hold for any non-zero value of a by b. If a by b is not 0, if the fraction a by b is a non-zero fraction, then I don't think this equation will be solvable. That is, there will be any value of n, because remember that n is a natural number. N is a natural number. Now, and this factor this factor 1 plus a by b divided by 10 cannot be equal to 11 by 10, because this factor, if this factor 1 plus a by b by 10 has to be equal to uh, some power of 11 by 10, then only this whole equation will be solvable. Now, if 1 plus a by b divided by 10 has to be a power of 11 by 10, then obviously it has to be equal to 11 by 10. This whole thing either has to be 11 by 10 or it has to be 1. Can this is a rough work. Why we are assuming that a by b is equals to 0? I'm trying to logically understand that from this equation, can we say that a by b will be 0 for sure? Because for this equation to be solvable, we must have this part, a power of 11 by 10, because the right hand side has to be expressed as a exponent where the base is 11 by 10, and for that to happen, we must have 1 plus a by b divided by 10 must be a power of 11 by 10. Now, it could be 1. If it is 1, then obviously a by b is 0. But if 11 by 10, well, I really don't know how to logically say that from this equation a by b has to be 0. I mean, there could be some solid reason, there could be some logic where we can say that a by b has to be 0 for this equation to hold, which I am not able to figure it out. But definitely, if you come across this kind of equation while solving this kind of problem using the general formula, you can always assume that a by b will be 0. Okay, so let's how many problems are there? We are having another 2 problems. Okay, let's see the problem number 3. Find the compound interest on rupees 15625 for 1.5 years at 8% per annum when compounded half yearly. So compounded half yearly means u is equal to 6 months, and t is given to be 1.5 years, which is equal to, as an improper fraction, 3 by 2 years. The rate is given to be 8%, and P is rupees 15625. We have to find the compound interest, that is the final amount minus the original principal. Okay. First of all, what is R dash? R dash is RU by 12, which is R is U is 6. 12, this is R by 2. R dash is R by 2, which is equal to 8 by 2, which is equal to 4%. Okay. We have to also find N and A by B, that is T multiplied by 12 divided by U is equal to T is 3 by 2. 3 by 2 multiplied by 12 divided by U is 6. This is equal to 3 multiplied by 12 divided by 2 multiplied by 6. Answers out, this is 3. So, this is equal to uh, 3 plus uh, 0. So, we can say that n is equal to 3 and the fractional part a by b is equal to 0. Okay. So, now if we apply the formula, a is equal to p 1 plus r dash is equal to r dash by 100 to the power small n, and 1 plus a by b r dash. So, this is the general formula. This is equal to, we can say, p 1 plus r dash is 4. So, 4 by 100, n is 3, and we have 1 plus this whole thing becomes 1 because a by b is 0. We have this. This is equal to p 1 by 25 cube. This is equal to p 26 by 25 cube, and okay, and this is p is given to be 15625 multiplied by 26 multiplied by 26 multiplied by 26 divided by 25 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 25. Okay. Now, what is 6? I guess 25 multiplied by 25 cube is 15625. Let me check. 25 cube must be equal to 15625. It is, so this is cancels out. So we have to, so this is equal to 26 cube, which is equal to 17576. So this implies compound interest is equal to amount minus original principal, which is equal to 17576 minus the original principal was 15625, and this is equal to 1 4 and then 9 and then 1. We have to find the what is happening. My system is really behaving very weirdly because the answer is 1517576. Find the compound interest on. Find the compound interest on. Let me check once again. How can the compound interest be 175? Let me check half yearly. Find the So compound interest is, oh, the amount was 17576. The compound interest is 1951. 1951. 1951. How come I got 1941? So 1, 6, and then 5, and then 9 and 1. Okay. So this is the correct answer. Okay, let's do the problem number 4. Find the compound interest on rupees 1,25,000 for 9 months at 8% per annum compounded quarterly. So compounded quarterly means U is equal to 3 months. U is equal to 3 months, 8% per annum. So R is equal to 8, and for 9 months we have to find the compound interest for 9 months. That is T is equal to, we have to convert the 9 months in years. That is, will be equal to 9 by 12. This is equal to 3 by 4 years. Okay. So what is R dash? R dash is equal to R U by 12. This is equal to R multiplied by 3 divided by 12. This is equal to R by 4. This is equal to 8 by 4, which is equal to 2. Okay. We also have to find N and A by B. So we know that T multiplied by 12, we have to compute this and express it as N and A by B. So T is 3 by 4 multiplied by 12, this whole divided by U is 3. So this is equal to uh, 3. So we can say this implies N is equal to 3 and A by B is equal to 0. Because T multiplied by U divided by T multiplied by 12 divided by U is coming to be 3, and we have to express 3 as in the mixed fraction N and A by B. So definitely N is equal to 3 and A by B. The fraction part A by B is equal to 0. We have to find the compound interest. Okay. So let's find the amount. The formula for amount is, the general formula is P into 1 plus R dash by 100 to the power small n, and then 1 plus A by B multiplied by R dash divided by 100. This is equal to what is, I will substitute the value of P uh, uh, in the end. So this is, what is R dash? R dash is 2 by 100. N is 3, and we have this whole part will become 1 because the fraction A by B is equal to 0. Okay. You can write it for the sake of understanding, 0 by 100. Now this is equal to P 1 by 2 by 100 is 1 by 50 cube. This is equal to P 51 by 50 cube. This is equal to, what is P? P is given to be 12500. So 12500, and 51 by 50 cube is 51 multiplied by 51 multiplied by 51 divided by 50 multiplied by 50 multiplied by 50, and so this 50 multiplied by 50 multiplied by 50 will cancel the 1,25,000, because 5 multiplied by 5 by multiplied by 5 is 125, and we have 50, so 3 zeros. So this whole thing cancels this thing. So it is 51 cube, which is 51 multiplied by 51 multiplied by 51 is 1 lakh 32,651. So this is the final amount. So therefore, the compound interest is equal to the final amount minus the original principal. So this is 132,651 minus the original principal was 1,25,000. So this is equal to 1 and 5 and 6 and 7, 7651 is the 7651 is the compound interest. Let me check the answer, and it is correct. Okay. So I hope solving these four problems will give you a better idea how I am applying the general formula in a given problem. So the important thing is that from the general formula, you have to first find what is r dash, and you also have to find what is n and the fraction a by b. So which is coming from the value of t multiplied by 12 divided by u. Whatever the value is, t multiplied by 12 divided by u, you have to express that as a mixed fraction n and a by b, where a by b is the fractional part and n is the whole part, and then you will because these two will be used in the general formula. So with this, I will end this video. I hope I was able to give you a general formula for calculating the compound interest, which is based on the fact that the rate of interest applied is the same throughout the entire period of the calculation of loan. So if this video was beneficial, then please like it, share it with your friends, and also please support me by subscribing to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. In the next videos, I think I have covered, no, there is one topic left, which is application of compound interest. So there are some specific areas where compound interest is used for calculating the interest. We will cover those, and then we will solve the subsequent exercise problems and then the objective question from the textbook of author R.S. Aggarwal. And I will also possibly start preparing and solving 10 good problems in the other playlist, that is Maths 8 Hot. Hot, HOT stands for high order thinking problem, where I come up with a little harder problems, relatively harder problems than the problems we solve from the textbook of author R.S. Aggarwal. You should always try to solve those problems yourself, and if you cannot, then you watch my videos in the other playlist, that is Maths 8 Hot. So that is all for this video. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, take care and bye.